Business with a servant's heart. Welcome to the podcast. Business with a servant's heart. Listen to the podcast. We're all about to talk on life. Our guest will share his life story. We want you to success in life. We're ready and we will start shortly. We're gonna talk on life. We're gonna talk on business. You're gonna shine bright. We are gonna witness. Business with a servant's heart. Welcome to the podcast. Business with a servant's heart. Listen to the podcast.
The marketing should pay for itself. Once it gets going after, 30, 60 days, the advertising agency should be making those advertisements deliver results. And the results should pay for the cost of the advertising and give you a return on your investment, ideally. So if your advertising agency is not giving you the increase in business you need or the return on the investment, then it's not working. And this is what I tell people: if I don't get you a return, a good one, you're going to fire me. I mean, it's that simple. And so you can, and in that, all of the things that you advertise with today, if it's not trackable, don't use it. Stay away from print, stay away from magazines. The digital marketing is trackable. You can see what's working, you can see if your dollars are being spent well, and it gives you more control, and it gives you better results because you are seeing things that are not working. You pull the money out of that, put it into what is working. Google may not work as good as Facebook or whatever. So that's an important thing to know as well. When you engage an agency, make sure you have a contract. Make sure you take that contract to a lawyer who knows advertising contracts, or call me. Because the contract, look, any contract is, it's funny. I learned this in the real estate business, but a lease or a contract is basically legal blackmail. Because if you sign that contract and you don't really read it well or understand it, you're liable for everything in that contract. You may not like it, but had you taken it to an attorney or really looked at it and gone through the whole contract, you may save yourself a lot of money and aggravation. So that's another recommendation.
I want to invite you into the Business Network, my free school community for entrepreneurs and business owners who want to grow their network and scale their business. Inside, you'll get step-by-step lessons, monthly workshops, feedback, scripts, resources, bonuses, and a community of like-minded people who believe in helping each other win. Join us today at school.com, the Business Network, and click Join Group. I'll see you inside.
Welcome, everyone, to Doing Business with a Servant's Heart podcast. I'm your host, Steve Remona, and today I've got a gentleman. I'm going to throw it out there. He owns 51 restaurants. I don't think all at the same time, but he's done a ton in his short life. He's very young, and won't say his age, but you're going to learn a lot because as I tell you, that I meet people with experience, I'm going to learn a lot from our guest today because that experience can teach us how we could be better, whether it's business, life, or whatever it may be. Before we dive into our incredible guest, here's our gratitude for today. Words cannot describe what a difference you make. You're simply amazing. And that's perfect for the guest today because he's giving me some words before the show that shows me he's amazing. So let's bring him on. Ben, welcome to the show.
Hey, thanks for having me.
I got to ask right off the bat, your name of your company, ZivZo?
ZivZo, yes.
Where'd that come from? It's a cool name.
Well, it came from the inability to find a good name on GoDaddy, have a domain that was short. I was looking for a short word that meant nothing, like Hulu or Roku or something like that. And, the shorter the URL you have, the better it is for people to remember it and also to type it in. And it took me at least 3 months to find a name that I could afford. Some of the names that are short, characters are $100,000. I mean, and all the good names are gone. And it was very difficult to find a name. So I found that one. It was a few of them I found, and I ended up with that.
I like the Z's, very unique and
Yeah,
different.
yeah, these
It's
are good.
very cool.
Except for I didn't think about it at the time. Is when I get listed on different things, I'm at the bottom of the list. I should have come up with a
Oh,
word that with an A in it.
so there's a marketing tip. Have your website have an A in
Yes.
it. There
Yeah,
you
a
go.
marketing tip. And also get the shortest URL you can get, because everybody types in the wrong name if it's a long one. You can't remember it. And you may lose a potential client if you're looking for somebody to contact you by email.
Wonderful tip. We're starting off with a bang here. Wonderful tip. So, and we'll dive into this real quickly. So my website might be John Smith Consulting, too long, but maybe call it JS Consulting, or kind of take your company and shorten it up so it's a
Right. You
smaller
want to
word.
have your URL as small as possible
Small
for
as
your
possible.
website, and whatever you have on your website, you should have an email that matches it.
And what do you think about multiple .net, .org, or is charity? Doesn't matter. Just
No.
get that website.
The one to get is .com.
.com. Okay.
Yeah.
Everybody knows.
Yeah. That's
So
the story.
you have, now I see 60, you had 50, or 60 businesses that you've owned. We're
Yes.
told all the time, focus, and that's important, niche, focus. What do you tell somebody out there that's looking to own a few businesses?
Well, you got to do your homework. I don't care what business it is. You got to do your homework, and you have to deal with the reality of reading or hearing things you may not like, and don't just blow them off, because people that are in the specific business somebody may be looking at may have a lot more experience than you do, and you got to be very careful. But on the flip side, nobody really knows what you're thinking. Nobody really can get into your head and understand exactly what your concept is. So you gotta take people's advice with a grain of salt. Also, you have to rely on your own ability to create the business and to get it going, and all the different hurdles of opening a business. It's a lot to it. It's not something you get done in an hour or so.
Right. Time management is the other side of it. How do you handle that?
I've been doing it so long, it's not difficult for me. I jump on the computer. I set up a new LLC. I get my tax number from the IRS. I file a statewide trade name. If I want to get a trademark, I file a federal trademark on the name. So those are things you have to have
Yeah.
out of the box, basics. Control the name of your company, and make sure that somebody is not going to have the same name and come after you for franchise or for trademark infringement.
Yeah, that's important, because
That's
that's
important,
costly.
and that's easy to do. The internet is made life a lot easier.
Yeah.
So
Yeah,
none of it's
definitely.
difficult.
Yeah, and I can experience that. My podcast, we were going to use a song, 8675309, that old song,
Right.
and use that tune for because I was working with a big branding company.
Yeah, you'll
Like,
get a letter.
you
You'll get a letter from a lawyer in about a month or two telling you to stop using it.
that's
You
why we
could
didn't do
probably
it.
use it for another month or two before they actually do anything.
Yeah.
And then, but at the end of the day, you're going to lose that song.
Yeah. Yeah. And it's not worth it. It's not, because you can now with AI, you can do anything
Right.
you want almost with music. So that dives into marketing, because owning all those shows, businesses, you done a ton of marketing. You're an expert. I saw your background. How can people serve marketing companies? Let's come from the client side when they're looking for a marketing agency that's right for
Okay.
their business.
Well, if you're looking for a marketing agent for your specific business, you want to find a marketing agency that's in your area, that the people that are operating the marketing company have, background in your industry, have success in your industry. And that's very important. They need to know how to market a business that you are proposing to be marketed. And if they don't have an experience, find somebody who does, because why are you going to pay them to educate them on marketing and use you as a guinea pig when you could find somebody who actually knows about that business, who's got some success in marketing that industry, and are good at what they do. And also, when you look for an agency, make sure that they're willing to give you references. In addition to looking on Google, reviews and all the different review platforms, you want to actually talk to people who has used this company that are not affiliated with it, and get a feel for, is everything I'm hearing the truth? So if it is, that's all good news. If it's not, you move on. And you got a lot of these marketing companies that are outside of the country, a lot in India, Pakistan, and all over the world. It's just, there's too many marketing companies in your specific area that you can find, that you can go have a face-to-face meeting with somebody, and that's what I highly recommend.
Yeah, I love what you're saying here, because it's the realtor that goes and hires that legal marketing team that does lawyer marketing. No,
Right.
it's a different niche altogether, different feel. You marketed restaurants, the hardest market in the world, because there's a restaurant in every damn corner.
Right. Well, it's funny that when we started marketing the business, we were not doing that many restaurants. In fact, I have clients that are, porta potty companies to heart and lung transplant surgeons. So we have a huge array of clients. We do a lot of restaurants now because we're known for it, and I have a lot of background in it. And that, essentially I can walk the walk and talk the talk. I just tell a restaurant owner I was slinging hash and taking out trash for 40 years, and they get it. But when you're providing marketing, there's a lot of it that's pretty much the same formula for every business. So number one is, what I tell people: get a Google business page. It's free, and it can help people get to you, and it's already set up. They can click on something to get to you, go to your website from the Google page. And so the Google business page is probably, right up front with getting your LLC or your corporation set up. You have to have that. And it's beneficiary to have. You get a lot of SEO out of it. You get a lot of action from that Google business page, which every business must have.
Yeah. What's the power of social media in your eyes? You're an older gentleman, so we were around when there was no social media, and now there is. What's your thoughts on that?
Social media has changed the landscape, and good and bad. I mean, you see businesses marketing and advertising, and you feel they are a large company when they're not, and vice versa. So the internet has actually leveled the playing field for small businesses to a certain degree. But the big businesses have the power and the money to, really slam social media and different platforms. But I think that if you're savvy and you're understand the marketing side of it, or you have people that do understand the marketing side of it, can be very powerful, very powerful.
Yeah, I like that, both sides of it. That's two older guys talking about, it's like the internet. There's a good and the bad. AI.
You keep talking about older guys. I'm only 30 years old.
Well, yeah, I got like 20 year olds at once. No, you're right. He is much younger than I thought.
Right.
With marketing, with people that can't afford a marketing agency, not everybody can. I think they should all have one. They should probably reach out to you. And we'll get your contact info. But what's one of the first things a company should do? Maybe not a startup, but really wants to amp up their marketing campaigns.
Well, the first thing you do after you find the right advertising agency and set up your Google business page is create a website. Because your website's your digital sign, that's your road sign, essentially. And you want to create a website that's simple to maneuver, because every time a viewer or visitor comes to your website and they have to click something, you increase the chances they're going to dump out. So you want to have everything that they need to see on page one of your website, your landing page, your home page. And ideally, and I always recommend this, is a video above the fold that explains the business and has some testimonials in it, and has the owner of the business speaking in it as well. Because people, people connect to people that are on video a lot faster than no video or voiceover talking, but you don't really meet the owner. So people want to meet the owner, want to hear them, want to hear some testimonials, and explain the business in 2.5, 3 minutes at most. And that is as important as being on the internet with a web page, because nobody reads anymore. Everybody wants to sit back and watch a video. In fact, the marketing percentage of video for advertising is 80% of all ads. So I mean, you look at TikTok, look at YouTube, look at everything, Instagram. Video is king, because video actually makes your brain operates differently when you're reading it or when you're watching a video. Because if you're watching a video, you can maintain 90% of the information in that video. Your brain works differently.
Wow.
Like you off kids and you put them in front of a TV when they're 3 or 4 or 5 years old, and the house could be burning and they're focused on that TV. They're not moving. That's how people's brains work. But if you read the same information in text, you'll only retain 10 to 15% of it. So video is powerful because it works. Video is 80% of the marketing advertising platform because it works.
You're brilliant. Just met you, and no, because and honestly, I'm going to preface this with I've over 1,000 shows, probably at 150 agencies I've interviewed.
Right.
Not one's brought up video.
Yeah. Video.
Not that they're wrong. It's just we probably went a different direction, but I didn't think about that. I do all my introductions in video.
I gotta tell you something else. AI is unbelievable. What you can do with AI. I mean, just people are afraid of it, but once you learn it, the AI will remember all the things you asked it to do, and then when you ask it to do another task, it will go back and pull that information and weave it into the answer back to you. I mean, for example, I took a cake recipe, and then it was falling, right? And I do some baking. I was in the bakery business as well. But I put it into the recipe into AI. I said, it's falling. What can I do to make it so it doesn't fall, make a better cake? And boom, it popped out a recipe, and it was great. So there's so much advantage to using AI and then encompass that into helping you operate your business. And it's just, it's the way of the world. It's the way of the future.
Yeah, you're missing out, like websites. Yeah, like websites. If you don't have a website, you don't have AI, and how you use it, that's up to you. And me and Ben are not going to figure that out for you, but you need to have it part of your business somehow, some way.
Here's another tip for somebody with an advertising agency.
Okay.
The way we do it is we set up the marketing advertising accounts with, say, Google, Facebook, Instagram. And we have a budget that you've given us. We use your credit card, and the bills go to your credit card, and you see that the money you said you want to spend is spent. Because a lot of agencies, what they do is they say, you have a $5,000 budget, give us $5,000, we'll take care of everything. And and look, most of them are straight. They're not looking to cheat people. But why put yourself in a position where you find out, that they're taking out of that 5,000, they're putting an extra $1,000 in their pocket, and they're not telling you about it. So make sure, if you're doing advertising, paid advertising, you want to build directly from the platform, from Google or Facebook, whatever it is. And so you can make sure that the budget that you told them to spend is what we're spending, or is what they're spending. So that's another thing that they should watch out for.
Man, you're on a freaking roll here. I've never heard that before either. And I appreciate you for saying, audience, you better appreciate that. Again, I'll get his contact info so you can reach out, because that's powerful. I didn't even think about that. Yeah, I give them 5,000, maybe 2,500 with the Facebook, and 2,500 paid their staff to put it on Facebook.
Right. I mean, you got to know that you have a budget of, say, 2,000, 3,000, whatever it is.
Yeah.
And you allocated $1,000 to Facebook, $500 to Google, $600, so you can see the invoices coming in on your credit card at the end of the month. And a way to do that is get a separate credit card for your marketing. And that way, when that bill comes in, you can really go through it easily and see the numbers, and you're getting a square deal.
And the
That's
tax
important.
purposes, it's easy for tax purposes. You throw it on there. Hey, this is a write-off for marketing.
Right.
We just paid Ben $15 million to market my business, so that's good. Which I'm sure you'll take. It's not that much, audience. I was just kidding.
Right.
We're coming to the end here, and all your experience, and you definitely have expertise. You're successful. You've got a story. You probably have thousands of stories, but a great story to tell the audience how you work with somebody with marketing and how much they've benefited from it.
Oh, well, we have some clients that are getting 15 to 20 times the ad spend in sales coming into the business. And a lot of that is, the marketing programs that we set up. I mean, here's something that everybody else the audience should know too. The marketing should pay for itself. Once it gets going after, 30, 60 days, the advertising agency should be making those advertisements deliver results. And the results should pay for the cost of the advertising and give you a return on your investment. Ideally, that's what you're looking for. So if your advertising agency is not giving you the increase in business you need or the return on the investment, then it's not working. So keep this in mind. And this is what I tell people: if I don't get you a return, a good one, you're going to fire me. I mean, it's that simple. And so you can, and in that, all of the things that you advertise with today, if it's not trackable, don't use it. Stay away from print, stay away from magazines. The digital marketing is trackable. You can see what's working, you can see if your dollars are being spent well, and it gives you more control, and it gives you better results because you are seeing things that are not working. You pull the money out of that, put it into what is working. Google may not work as good as Facebook or whatever. So that's an important thing to know as well.
We're mind melding with Spock here because I was just going to ask you, and I forgot to ask what to look for when you hire an agency, because that's the big problem is, they give you that big cake of, hey, I'm using your cake thing. Hey, we're going to do all this, this, and this. And you said 60 days or so. What's going on? Well, we need to do this.
I'll give you another little tidbit. When you engage an agency, make sure you have a contract. Make sure you take that contract to a lawyer who knows advertising contracts, or call me.
There you go.
I'll help you. Because the contract, look, any contract is, it's funny. I learned this in the real estate business, but a lease or a contract is basically legal blackmail. Because if you sign that contract and you don't really read it well or understand it, you're liable for everything in that contract. You may not like it, but had you taken it to an attorney or really looked at it and gone through the whole contract, you may save yourself a lot of money and aggravation. So that's another recommendation. But when you're dealing with advertising, you're dealing with art, and you're dealing with trademarks and copyrights and ownership of the music. So there's a lot of things that go into it, and that advertising company should make sure that that's in the document, that they're not going to use music or photographs or images that are not, or copyrighted by another company, and they're liable if they do, not you. So there's a million things that you really need to look at when you get down to the nitty gritty with an advertising agency.
Audience, he's proved to me he's an expert. That's just what you just said. Everything you said today is you served my audience, and that's how you serve, by educating, helping people. Don't always have to charge, and you charge for your service, and that should be the case. But once in a while, hey, like you said, call me and I'll tell you that don't do that.
Yeah, I know. Okay. Here's the thing. I like to help people grow their business, and that's my goal. Is I get a big satisfaction out of making somebody's business grow, and they're happy and it's working and it's making money. So to me, I'll talk to anybody if they have a question or whatever is on their mind. But ultimately, it's my golf. It's my hobby is helping, it's growing businesses. I get personal satisfaction out of a client making his business go well because of what efforts we put into it.
And your handicap for your business is about a 1. You're not a scratch, but you're close. Your hand, because you use golf as the analogy, your business, what you do is you're so successful, you got a 1 or 0 handicap because you're doing so well. Audience, I'm going to impact you. I'm going to serve you even more because I love, again, I just met Ben. I've talked to a lot of agencies. I've worked with some. He gets it. So the first 3 people that reach out to Ben and mention this podcast by name or doing business servants are, I'm going to send you a free gift. Just let him know, hey, I saw you on Steve's podcast or do it, and I'll send you a gift. But you got to reach out to him. You got to use him. I won't say abuse him, but use him. If you have a question or an email, whatever, it doesn't matter. But just mention the podcast and we'll take care of you. Before we end here, I want to ask you a personal question.
Okay.
So I'm coming out where you live. You're going to pick your favorite restaurant, and I'm going to reserve a table there so me and you can sit down and eat. Okay. I want you to invite 3 people who've been influential in your life. I'm sure it's tons with all your experience, but pick 3, dead or alive, doesn't matter. And then for me,
I thought you were going to tell me to bring him to the restaurant.
Yeah. Well, it's the future's coming. They might be able to do that, but we'll just use it as but the second part is I'm a foodie. What are you going to order for the table?
Oh, you want an answer to that? Well, I gotta play it safe because I don't know you. I'd probably start out with some calamari, some chicken wings to start with, and definitely have to go with prime rib or a ribeye steak, and for dessert, definitely a hot fudge sundae, and some good wine.
You nailed it. I'm good to go. I'm ready to go. Who would you invite? Who are the 3 people?
Oh, you want answers now? Oh,
yeah,
man.
Well, yes. Let's find out who you're thinking.
God, there's a friend of mine who actually taught me the real estate business. His name is Marvin Jower. Another friend taught me the real estate business, Steve Maggot. I have to invite my wife. She put up with my craziness over 45 years. And who else would I invite? But you said but some people are dead, so I can't invite them.
Okay, live's good. Well, we got 3 there. Those 3 people are great. We'll get to meet your wife, and that's even nice. That would be nice too. So that's a great table. Ben, thank you for being an incredible guest. Thank you for taking the time, talking to me and the audience. How can people reach out? Because I know some people don't want to.
Okay, I'll give you a direct phone number to my cell phone. It's 301-801-5476. Or they can email me at ben@ZivZo.com.
Easy peasy. Make it easy, and he can reach out, ask a question, and then subscribe to the YouTube channel, because this is a gift. You're listening and you're going, God, my cousin, his marketing's struggling. He's got to talk to Ben. Well, just share this podcast for 10 or 15 minutes. You don't have to watch the whole thing or listen to the whole thing, but get a feel of Ben. You could tell he's got all this experience. Great tips. And maybe those tips on the podcast impact them. Me and Ben, I'm going to speak for Ben here. We care, but we don't care what the impact is. But that's what I think podcasts are. They're a gift of impact that we can do with the people that really need it.
It's information where you actually see the people that are going to be handling your work, and you get a feel for them. It's this kind of guy I want to work with, So again, it's audio visual. It's like a video. So, people want to see the man behind the business. So, and I think that is very important for any business.
Yeah. Beautiful.
Or a man or a woman behind the business.
Yeah. Let's make sure. Yeah. Not get in trouble here. It's a big audience, so we want to be careful.
You got to be politically correct.
Yes. So with that being said, me and Ben want to thank everybody for watching or listening to this podcast, and we'll see you all on the next episode of Doing Business with a Servant's Heart. Have a great day, everyone.
Thank you.